sitting next to this exhaust here. Sup guys, back into the R32. Gonna make a start on this clutch as it was slipping, so thought I may as well get it out of the way and not leave it till last minute like every other track day. So just started doing the old basic stuff, got the speedo drive and whatnot unplugged, all the wires under there, start doing the bell housing bolts, starter motor. Also started dropping the exhaust here. Gonna remove that whole exhaust and remake it because I'm going to make a new exhaust. Got the shifter and everything out. I've never done one of these gearboxes before, so we'll see how it goes, but yeah, judging by that starter motor, that was actually pretty shit to do compared to an SR gearbox. They're simple as, but shouldn't be too bad. And then meanwhile, FD's pulling his gearbox off right here. Right, got the drive shaft out now. Absolute pain in the ass because it's got these drive shaft boots for the certification for it to be legal, road legal. But that's basically it now. I can start to slide the gearbox out hopefully here by myself, so hopefully I don't kill myself. And there's the gearbox. You have to get pretty tactical when doing jobs like this yourself. Now I've just got to whip the clutch off. And there we go, we got the flywheel here. It's actually a 6-bolt surprisingly. As for the clutch, it's got heaps of meat on it. So I'm unsure why that was slipping so much. I guess the pressure plate must just be real crap. Anyway, order the new one. Also when I drained the gearbox oil, basically nothing came out, so that's always a good sign. How it done that skid with no oil in it, I do not know, so it's a bit of a worry that. I'll chuck some oil in it when we put it back together and we'll just have to see how it goes. So it appears I've got a leak from my rocker cover gasket, so I'm going to whip them off and may as well make them look pretty while I'm at it. Right, got those off, nice and clean in there. Front cover, cas. So I'm unsure if I want to polish these or paint them. I guess I'll just start sanding them back and then decide soon. Alright, so I've got all the downpipe off here. I'm just about to take the wastegate off, climb under here. Pretty easy access, just there. Take that off and gonna change the spring in it because 4 pounds not enough for a good time. Alright, got the wastegate off here and as you can see, can push it down with my fingers. That's how soft it is, so that's no good.
You suck, boy. You really suck. FD. It's a nice vacuum cleaner you got there. It is.
And we just found a whitetail nest. About 30 of the bastards, just killed them. So I think we have to evacuate this place. Right, just got the wastegate apart here. Here's a little poo picker spring that came out. Got some spares here. So I've collected up all my materials for my new exhaust setup. I've just got a bunch of offcuts and stuff and bought some flanges and whatnot. So this is my downpipe that I took off. I got this expanded to 3-inch, so I've got to reposition that, and so that's gonna go somewhat down like that. Before it was tucked up right by the gearbox and it was just a shit position, so I'll put a flange on the end of that. Basically the objective of this is I'm gonna run the exhaust right here with the screamer pipe behind the front wheel there. So yeah, it's gonna be bloody loud and proud, and it's gonna be one hell of a nasty setup, but that's what we like. Alright, it's been a few days now since I had to find a new flywheel and wait for my clutch to turn up, but we've got a new clutch here. Exedy 5-puck, got the 9-bolt flywheel, all machined. So here's the beast that's gonna handle all the abuse. So I just need to put my spigot bushing and the new release bearing on the fork there, and they'll be ready to reassemble. Also got this diff here that was open. I welded that up quickly, didn't really show it because I've done that before. Welded up this whole new side exit exhaust, so that's ready to install. There we go, 5-puck life. New release bearings on. So I got a new wastegate spring here. This is a 9-pound, so I just gotta pop that in, chuck it back together. Alright, I got a situation going on here and I'm starting to get a bit barred up, so I'll crawl under and I'll show you what the hell's going on. Ugh. Right, so here we have the crank, and what's going on here is this engine used to be an auto one, so someone has converted this to a manual. So this collar here comes on the auto cranks. In order to get the manual spigot in, you have to remove this. Someone was lazy and didn't decide to remove it when they done the manual conversion. Now I'm trying to get it out and it's not bloody coming out. So I've done all the main tricks. I've done grease, I've done bread. There's my bread. Chuck that in there with the punch to hydraulic it out. Hasn't worked, so I don't know what's next, but I'm getting pretty mad. What I might try next is to weld on the inside and hopefully shrink it down. And that way I'll use the slide hammer and it'll have a better lip to grip onto. I tried the slide hammer too first, that didn't work, so I don't know, this is bloody unreal. Well, g'day, now I've got a bolt welded to my crank. Bloody lovely. This is some risky business welding there, but I've got the slide hammer on now, we'll see what happens. Oh, it's coming. Thank fuck. And there it is, that was ridiculously tight. I know they're supposed to be tight, but that was next level. I tried shrinking it with a chisel and hitting it. I tried it all and the welding was the very last resort and it's bloody risky business. So the first time I tried to weld in the inside to try shrink it, that didn't work. So I just welded the bolt on and the slide hammer managed to get it this time. I think it's just because it shrunk from all the heat. What an absolute mission. The bread and grease trick usually works most times, well with spigots it does, but this thing here is something else. But it's just little things like that. Someone obviously didn't take that out when they done the manual conversion and the input shaft would have been sitting on nothing. So that's not even close to being tight on the input shaft. That's real bad schematics. That's just asking for trouble with the input shaft like that. Something would have just broken real quick with clutch kicks and stuff. The fun part, cleaning all the grease and bread out of here. But anyway, would you look at that? My spigot fits now, so I just need to whack that in then. Reassemble time. There we go, flywheel's on, so I just need to clean it off with brake clean and then I can put the clutch disc and pressure plate on. Right, got the gearbox in. It's not very fun by yourself. I just basically put it on my chest and then pushed it up. Here we go. But got there in the end, so all good. Not much room under here, so struggle is real.
Hello! Alright. We're sending it. Over here we have...
Where's it going to?
Oh,
Europe?
well, I'm probably going to send it a lot better than you, so yours probably just going on the road. Mine's going to Iraq or some shit, because it's going to be the bomb.
Go boy, chuck it in the mail, send it. Oh, you fucked it.
Put it on thick, bro!
That's welcome back. I've been painting for years.
Woohoo!
That's fucking shit.
Woo! You can go, boy.
Can't wear your mask, bro. You won't be able to put your ciggy in your mouth.
No, exactly.
Treason.
Fucking beast.
Hey, probably gonna be better to show it outside.
Just putting the last of the clear coat on. Looking pretty mint for a quick job.
10 to 12.
Nearly midnight.
Fuck.
Sending it. Even had to go myself. Not too shabby, I think. Right, I've skipped a bit of recording, but got the rocker covers on now. They came out sick. Chucked a new clutch sleeve on because the other one was a bit seized up. Got all the diffs sorted, axles are all tight and whatnot. Turns out I was about to swap the diff over and it already had a locky in it by the looks of it, so I got halfway through removing it and then decided I didn't need to and I put it back together. But anyway, this exhaust is here. Got that pretty good now. Fit the wastegate with the new spring in. So now I've just got to make up the screamer pipe from there and have it sitting next to this exhaust here. So I filled the transmission with oil, just went through the shifter there, got all that back together. And yeah, decided to actually put oil in it because someone who done it before me decided it didn't need oil for some reason. Anyway, got this door card off. I've just switched this module over for the power windows because they weren't working, so that's all working now. So put that back on, mirrors back on, give that a bit of a paint. And yeah, it's pretty much about ready to put on the ground and go for another test drive, see if that wastegate's alright at that pressure. Just making up my screamer pipe now so that comes off the wastegate, and I've got that bend there, and then this will go like that, straight out the side there. So I just need to shape it up, tack it, test fit it, and yeah, hopefully she's good.